Well, hey everybody. So, as you can see, I am clearly back in my truck. And if you see this beautiful view out here, I don't know if you can or not, but it's a little white. There's white stuff on the ground. I don't know what it is. I'm afraid to touch it. Somebody said it burns. So, the dog loves it though. Like, go figure. Anyway, let me show you where I'm at. We are on US 93 north of Wells, Nevada, looking at the mountain ranges and the white stuff on the ground. Still very curious what it is. If anybody knows, let me know. That stuff right there. And then here's Pepper over here. Hey, Pepper. Pepper's enjoying the day. Tired. All right. So, hold up. All right, so we're cruising north. Up here, we're going to go to Twin Falls, cross over the bridge over the Snake River Canyon, which is great. I spent some time in Twin Falls, about 6 weeks, when my great-grandmother died back in 2004, and I was there about 2005 or so. Well, no, I think I was there in 2004. So, anyway, so the Snake River Canyon is a gorgeous canyon and everything. Something I love. If I can stop and go see it, I try to, but I haven't basically since I came back out here on the road. Whatever. So we're cruising north. I got something like 92 miles to Twin Falls and everything. So where have I been? What have I been up to? What's an update? That's what you guys want to know, right? That's the reason you follow me. Know what's going on in my soapbox of a life, or my soap opera of a life. That's what I should say. And well, it's pretty not interesting unless you like me, and then it is interesting. But I'm going to tell stories. I'm a storyteller. That's what I do. So I'm going to tell you the story. Anyway, as y'all know, I sold cars. The truck's been in the shop. The truck went in the shop about it was the second week of January. The truck went in the shop. And I went in the shop because it had all of these wonderful lights all over the dash. And they finally figured out there's something in the computer that every now and then is going wrong. Like right now, I have no lights in the dash. So knock on wood. Hopefully I'm not going to have any anytime soon. So it went away, and they cleared everything out, and put the truck back together. And then while they were doing that, they found an oil leak from the oil pan. So they went to go do the oil pan. Well, it was going to be a little while before they could really get the truck in to work on it. And it was also going to be a little while for the parts to come in. So they ordered the parts. They also found an oil leak at the injectors, something like that, or the injectors were leaking. They had to buy O-rings for either the injecters or the oil injectors or something. I'm not real sure exactly. My understanding at the beginning was they were the injectors there were the O-rings for each individual injector in the truck, like on the engine. And so that was the O-rings they were waiting on. And then later on, it was like, oh no, it was an O-ring for an oil thing, not for the injector. Okay, well, whatever. I'm not real familiar with a DD15 motor. I'm more familiar with, Chevy small block. So, anyway. So the truck kind of sat, and I decided, I know I said in a video back in November that I was thinking about moving, or that I was going to move. And I had made the decision to move, and I told everybody I was going to move. And about the time I made the decision, all hell broke loose. I'm sick. Holidays, of course, but then there was stuff over the holidays that had to be taken care of. I got sick, you guys know about that after Thanksgiving. I went back out, had an accident in the truck, had to go home for that. Came back, I went back out for a week and a half after Christmas, because that happened right before Christmas. Came back out after that, and was out for a week and a half, and then brought a load back to Dallas. The computer ended up violating my 14-hour rule while the truck was sitting still for 11 seconds. And I have experienced it myself, where even though you're doing what's right, a DOT officer decides that what happened was wrong and shuts you down, and it goes on your record. So ELDs after 7 days, whatever happened in the last 7 days falls off, and they're not really allowed to look at it unless they do an audit and get a warrant. So stay home for 7 days and let that fall off because we didn't want to risk me getting pulled in and getting a citation. So during that time, since all hell broke loose, my funds just went downhill. And I made enough money to kind of keep myself up, but at the same time, I was dipping into my savings to kind of float my boat at that point. And January was okay. I managed to pay my bills in January, but when February came around, I didn't have it. And that was the reason I started selling cars. I started selling them in January because I needed to get rid of them for the move anyway. And then by the end of January, I was selling cars to survive. And I sold 4. Technically, I got rid of 3. I went to work for 3 days at Star. That helped out quite a bit and everything. And so February came along, and of course, by then I had COVID at the beginning of February. But I managed to, have a couple of good days and get out and go do stuff. And it was real interesting because it was like the first week was I had trouble breathing, a lot of breathing treatments, then there was the loss of my eyesight, then my eyesight came back, and then after that it was just a lot of nausea and vomiting and just stomach pains and things like that. And it was kind of up and down. There were days that I was able to get out and go do what I needed to do, and then there were days that I couldn't. I could barely move. I'd get up, I'd go sit in front of the computer for an hour, and then my stomach would hurt so bad I'd have to go back and lay down and go back to bed. And that was kind of how it went. I still am not 100%. I'm able to function. I'm able to drive the truck. I'm able to get my sleep that I need and everything. But as far as like appetite is concerned, it's just gone. I have a craving for something, and I'll eat that. But then like yesterday, I wanted chicken salad sandwich, and so I went in the back and made chicken salad, and I had some chicken salad and some chips and my coffee all day, and some water. And when I pulled in last night to park, and that was midday. Now when I pulled in last night to park, I just wasn't hungry. I'm still not hungry. I'm starting to feel it a little bit. It's like 10:42. So, and I ate probably around 12 or 1 yesterday. And other than that, I've had coffee, and that's it. But I'm just not hungry for anything, and so maybe that'll help with all of this, but we'll see. But to get to the point, I did move. So I've talked a little bit about it. I said I wanted to share it. I said I don't want to share it. I do want to share it. I want to tell you guys about this house. It's amazing. The house is 2.5 hours outside of Fort Worth, going west. So it's in West Texas. And the guy that owns the house, I met him through my friend. It's her father. And I went out there to kind of hang out with them for Thanksgiving because I didn't, I had a row with my immediate family and decided I didn't want to spend Thanksgiving with them for fear that I was going to ruin Thanksgiving because I thought I wasn't going to be able to keep my mouth shut. And so my friend said, hey, just come with me and my husband out to see my family. I think you and my dad would get off, perfectly. I think you get along just fine. And I thought, all right, I'll do it. So I went out there, and she was right. We just are I'm like his son now. He's adopted me. I'm a part of the family. And so got talking to me. I went out to see the house and also to visit with them for Thanksgiving and to see them and to have a good time for Thanksgiving and everything. And the house is a dream house for me. And I really want to go into detail about it, but I don't want to do it right now. So I'll do that in another video in another week or two, or I might wait until I'm there and I can do a tour. But yeah, but all my stuff is in that house. And a part of the problem was I ran out of money to the point that I was about 2 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago, it'll be 3 weeks Monday. I'm sitting in the office and I'm thinking about it, and it doesn't matter which way I go. I can't afford the apartment, period. Whatever I do, I cannot afford the apartment. I can't afford to store my cars anymore. I can't afford to store the truck anymore. I can't afford any of it. I've got to do something else. So I finally made the decision that I was not going to move to West Texas. I couldn't afford it. And I just said, hey, so I called up Papa. He has a last name, but I don't want to put it out here on YouTube. And so I'm just going to call him Papa from now on. And but I call him Papa and then his last name. And so anyway, I called Papa and told him, I said, look, I said, I'm not going to make it. I said, I want to, I just don't think it's going to happen. Maybe next year, da-da-da. And he goes, well, tell me what's going on. So I told him what was going on. And he was like, just bring it out here. Just bring your stuff. I was like, all of it? He goes, all of it. He's like, I'm not doing anything with the house. I'm not going to do anything with the house. You know, all you're going to do, all it's going to do is sit until you come out here, because nobody's going to rent it but you. So you might as well just bring your stuff out here and put it in the house. I said, but I can't pay you anything. He goes, so what? I said, pay me. You'll get back on your feet in another couple months, and when you do, you can pay me then. Okay. So I spent basically this time 2 weeks ago, Wednesday and Thursday, packing up the house. Friday, I went out there to help him move some trailers out of the driveway of the house that I'm moving into. I packed up the apartment. And then Saturday, came back, moved my 84 van, the pickup truck, which I think I've got pictures of that. I'll put them up. Moved the 84 van and the pickup truck out there. And then Sunday, we moved the Cadillac and the Caprice out there. And came back. And Monday, I spent the day, I brought my 90 van up to the apartment to pack it. So so we're boxing stuff up, packing stuff, this, so on and that, taking it down the stairs, putting it in the van, and all that other stuff. And the next day we were going to have to finish up. My uncle went and got his 36-foot flatbed trailer, and I hired some guys, had enough money to just skip by and get some people hired to help move furniture downstairs, because I'm still, feeling not 100%, and then I was feeling weak enough there was no way. And I worked my butt off moving myself, and towards the end I almost collapsed anyway. And finally people had to tell me to sit down, because I just kept doing things. And so anyway, we got everything loaded, and I drove the van out to West Texas, and I was delayed because I had to put insurance on it. That's a whole other story. I'm probably going to make a video complaining about Progressive Insurance. I don't understand their deal. But so anyways, we drove out there and backed up to the door, and we unloaded all the boxes inside. And so all my stuff and all my cars are out in. Oh, and switched cars, brought the Caprice back, and everything. And we are everything's out there. I sold the van to a friend of mine, so there's 3 of my cars are out there. 2 cars are in Fort Worth. I could not sell a Mercedes. Nobody wanted to give me a decent price for it, for what it was. So it's going to the shop tomorrow to get fixed, which my uncle's paying for. I owe so many people so much money right now, and I got to work my ass off to get it paid. So it's being done, one thing after another, over and over again, and but that's where I'm at. And car insurance has lapsed. A disagreement with Progressive over where I live. Go figure. What they want me to prove where I live. And I told them that I had COVID for 6 weeks, or 5 weeks, and that I didn't have, I was staying at my uncle's house. And the address that's on my license is at my uncle's house, so my mail will go to my uncle's house, so he can get it and check it in case anything important comes. Well, they want a lease agreement. And I'm just like, for what? I'm sleeping for free when I'm at home on my uncle's living room floor on an air mattress. There is no agreement except verbal. Well, we can't insure your cars unless we have a lease agreement. Okay, whatever. So I ended up having to put Fred Lloyd insurance on the van. That was what delayed me. I was trying to put the van on the insurance, and they wanted some sort of they wanted to know where I lived. And I was like, I live at this address on my license. And they said, well, we need a lease agreement. And I explained to them how I couldn't give them one. And they were like, well, then we can't continue to have you as an insured person. I was like, but you've had me as an insured person with that address on my license for the last 3 years. So how is it that you can't insure me now with that address on my license when it's been on my license for 3 years? Well, we can't do it. So I let the insurance lapse. I put the Caprice in storage in Fort Worth. It's $30 a month for storage. So I put the Caprice in storage, and the Mercedes is going to the shop. The Caprice will go back out to West Texas when it gets fixed, and the Mercedes will be the car that I use in Fort Worth when I get all that done. And then I got stuff to try to fix and do this and do that. I got a lot of money to spend over the next couple of months, which means there needs to be money in my account, and I just don't have it right now. But anyway, so that's kind of what's going on. So we're out here trying to hustle. Yesterday wasn't a great day as far as being on the road was concerned, because there's been winter storm all over the United States right now, another big one. And I was going to go up to New Mexico, Farmington, and Cortez, Colorado, and Monticello, Wyoming, Utah, and go up that way, and then go up over the 6 and everything. But they had shut down the 6, or were requiring chains on US 6 up north of Green River. They had shut down the highway somewhere near Moab, if I remember correctly, due to an accident. And so I decided to keep going. And I went out to Las Vegas, and I keep straight north out of Las Vegas, which is why I'm on US 33 right now. So I'm trying to get up there. I'm going to be late. I got slowed down yesterday in Flagstaff for winter weather. That was a trip. And I don't, if you're watching this and you were stuck at the Loves in Williams, I'm sorry, buddy. I went right by there, and that was absolutely ridiculous. I just trucks everywhere in the ditch, and people were using both lanes. It's a 2-way street to get to the Loves, and truck drivers were using both lanes to try to get to the Loves, which means they were blocking people in the Loves from coming out, and they were just stranded because the roads were all covered in snow and everything. I managed to go through about 25, 30 miles an hour yesterday. Managed to get to the other side, and back into warmer weather and nicer roads. So we've been dealing with that for the last 24 hours. So that's been a trip. And I don't usually do snow and ice, but I've decided I probably need to put it back in my repertoire. So anyways, that's where we're at. That's what's been going on with me. So I'll get back with you guys soon. You know the drill. Keep shining side up.